Hey guys, welcome back to more Let's Play Pikmin 2! I am so sorry for the week-long hiatus, I'll get into that later, but for now, we are heading back to the Awakening Wood to take on the final dungeon of the area, which means after this recording session, we'll be basically done with the Awakening Wood. So, which kind of sucks though, because I always loved this because of how it's a callback to the, Forest of Hope back in the first Pikmin game, but oh well. We have to move on at some point, and that point is going to start, well, technically tomorrow in the in-game time. So, we should be... Okay, so, here's my thing with this, place. This, fourth dungeon. Can't quite, okay, so, I know that there's going to be a lot of water in this dungeon. And I believe... there will be fire, so... Dang. Unsure... Okay, so what I'm gonna do is we're probably gonna take less yellow Pikmin, but I think there's... This is really... Okay, well... No, wait, because we're gonna need... Let's just get some Pikmin out and figure this out. So here's what I'm gonna do, okay? I'm just going to... Instead, we're just gonna... This could be a terrible mistake, but I'm thinking of just bringing, I could bring, like, yeah, let's bring 10 purples and 10 yellows instead of 20 of those. How about that? Because I know there's not going to be as much electricity as there will be water, for sure. And the thing about the water is that, like, you need to take, like, enough blue Pikmin to carry treasures back from water. Not only that, but there's actually a dungeon, or a sub-level of the dungeon, where you could have, where you might have to have all the blue Pikmin do all the work, because there's actually a particular setup with that sub-level that occurs pretty often, where you're pretty much the only thing next to base is a body of water, and beyond that is the whole dungeon, the whole sub-level, if that makes any sense. I'll explain that sub-level if we get to it. Well, not necessarily if we get to it, but when we get to it, because I know we will, because I don't suck so much at this game that I can't get to a certain sub-level, so I know that much. But also be prepared, because let's just say you're going to run into an old friend right as you approach this dungeon. And this old friend will actually kind of give you a hint as to what this next dungeon is about. But first things first, I'm going to take care of this creeping chrysanthemum here. So we need to get our purples out. Put them in the front line to kill this guy. There we go. Oh, crap. I had to use a purple potion because he was about to kill. Yeah, this is already a bad idea. I can already see this is not going to be a good idea having... only 10 purples with us, because that's going to make it a lot more difficult to one-shot enemies. But you know what? I could do with that... Wait, my freaking capture card froze for a second there. Okay, so... But yeah, we could do without... I didn't even know that guy was there. Okay. No more distractions. We need to take care of what's in front of this dungeon before we can actually open up the dungeon itself. So, let's get our purples with us ready, and... we have... a Pleading Snagret here. Or Burrowing Snagret, actually. Actually, spoiled an enemy name, but hopefully I'm just going to have to, remember to take that out of the... oh my god. Come on. Get stuck in the ground. We don't have all day here, Snagret. I mean, well, we kind of do, basically, but still, you know what I mean. We don't want to wait too long to... We don't want to... Oh, here we go. Here's our chance. But like I said, we really don't want to delay this dungeon too much, because, it's a pretty exciting one. It's pretty... I wouldn't say it's as difficult as Subterranean Complex. I think that one's a bit tougher than this one. But this one give you quite a beating. But I'd say that's mostly because of the fact that they're going to need a lot of blues here. If you don't know that going in the first time, then you're going to end up with a lot of Pikmin deaths, potentially. Either that, or you won't be able to get certain treasures. Intriguing. My acoustic sensors are picking up a high-pitched wail. It seems to emanate from the area near the gigantic stump. This large root must penetrate deep beneath the planet's surface. Fascinating. Yeah, because this dungeon is actually within a tree root, so that's semi-important, I think, for the dungeon. I think, but it's more so semi-important than the fact that there's a burrowing snagger right in front of it. So, but yeah, that's gonna be very important, you know, to know what this dungeon is basically centered around. So yeah, we'll just wait for the Pikmin to complete this wall, which won't take too long, and that will open up the final dungeon of the Awakening Wood to us. And you know what? I'm gonna do this because, you know, I don't want to waste, you know, any potential Pikmin spoils. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all this stuff back to base, and I'm gonna meet you guys back here, okay? Because I want to build up my Pikmin numbers at least a little bit before we, you know, leave this area. So here we go. Okay, guys, we are back at the dungeon at midday, and now it is time, y'all, to give a rousing applause for the Awakening Woods and shoot! It turns out, actually, the fire's what's not present here. So maybe it'd be best for me to actually go back to base and replace the red Pikmin with the yellow Pikmin, because yeah, I'm gonna do that. Okay, finally, with no more interruptions or delays, it is time to go to Snaggart Hole, or enter Snaggart Hole, I mean. So here it is, y'all. The end of Awakening Wood, and Awakening Wood is definitely not going down with a fight. I will definitely say that. See, I don't know if I mentioned it before, but I'm pretty sure I did after, like, sometime around taking on Bullblack's Kingdom, but I might have mentioned that every dungeon I would take on from that point on, I would bring 20 of all 5 colors Pikmin. Well, I'm gonna make an exception just for this dungeon because of how annoying the water is in this dungeon. But again, we'll get to that later. But for now, we have this first sublevel, which is pretty interesting actually. It's a very unique you know, sub-level layout that we're not going to encounter again for the rest of the game. And right away we got Sheer Grubs, and we've also got a Bulbor wing for us up there. It's an orange one, and the fact that it's facing in front of us and there's no way to get behind it before it attacks, that should show you how, give you sort of a clue as to how difficult this dungeon's going to be, because this is basically just kind of a preview here. You know, this whole, you know, dick placement of a orange Bulbor, I should say. And we might be a little too close to it right now, actually, come to think of it. Well, actually, no, we're fine, it looks like. Okay. I'm actually surprised by that. So yes, now with 20 purples, we can actually be more assured that this dungeon will not be too difficult, but it'll have some difficulty added to it. Well, not really, but, you know. Still, if this is your first time playing through this dungeon, I will guarantee you are going to run into some difficulty, you know. But if you're experienced like me, then this should be no problem at all, especially if you have purples with you. But yeah, imagine how difficult this dungeon probably would have become for me if I had actually chosen not to bring the purples down here like I was originally going to. You know, had there been the whole fire hazard in this dungeon, but I guess there isn't. So now we're going to carry our spoils back to the ship, and this is not the only treasure on this floor, but it is actually the very first marble in the game that you collect. There's actually 6 of these. If I remember correctly, there's 6 of these marbles, right? I believe there's like a yellow one, as we see here. There's also a purple one, or more like a blue one actually, and a red one. And then there's smaller versions of these large marbles too. So there's 6 of them total. So, but yeah, here we go. And also, as I might have said before, this could also be the Crystallized Telekinesis. Wait, where'd he get telekinesis from? I don't know. Don't question the ship's naming abilities. I mean, they're his genius, the ship's genius or whatever. But yeah, just I even forgot what I was gonna say actually. But whatever. Anyways, up here, this is actually pretty cool. You actually end up in a treehouse, or if this is a treehouse. Actually, no, I don't think this is a treehouse. I think it's supposed to be like a birdhouse or something like that. Yeah, anyways, like you go up the tree root, you're inside the tree roots basically, and you end up inside this birdhouse here. And actually, this kind of makes sense because of its feather here, which is actually a treasure. So carry that back to the ship before you jump down the hole. But yeah, this and this will actually kind of lead into the next sub-level, which is the one I was talking about, that you might be blocked by water from everything else. That's why that's basically the main reason why I brought 40 blue Pikmin instead of 20 and replaced the reds with them. And not only that, but there's actually gonna be another dungeon later down that will also be kind of like that. So there we go. Only worth 10 Pokos, but makes sense because it's just a feather, and it's called Leviathan Feather. I probably pronounced that wrong. I'm pretty sure I did, actually, so I apologize about that. But here we go. Let's move on to our next sublevel. So without further ado, or further delay. Because this dungeon itself was already further delayed enough, not only by a week-long hiatus, but me being indecisive about, you know, jumping into it. And it's not because I don't like this sublevel. I mean, this dungeon. I don't think it's a bad dungeon at all. You know, it's nothing compared to the likes of the subterranean complex. Alright, let's see if we got the setup I was thinking of, because there's a chance we might not have that, and I might have wasted time bringing 40 blues with me. Let's find out real quick. No, actually, no. This is one of those... Oh, shoot. That was not good. This is one of those rare setups of this particular sublevel where you're not blocked by water. So you can... Oh, shoot. We almost lost purples again. But that kind of makes sense, because creeping chrysanthemums are actually kind of one of the tougher enemies to deal with the purples, because they don't get stunned easily. There are actually plenty of enemies in this game that do not get stunned as well as others, and that's typically tends to be the bigger ones. You know, and those definitely include the bosses too. But yeah, we got some sheer grubs. We got burrowing. I don't remember that guy's name actually. But yeah, okay. So normally, most of the time when you get this sublevel, your ship is going to be like over here, and it's going to be blocked by this body of water here. And so if you want to, you could kind of suicide getting your Pikmin across this, which will not end well. Trust me, if you try to get all 100 Pikmin across this bridge, it'll either take forever, or you're going to just end up losing a lot, because it's definitely not worth it, considering there's no, like, you know, walls on these bridges or anything. But yeah, but now they managed to give us a setup that wouldn't actually do that to us. Instead, the only thing back here is just this egg here, and I'm just gonna destroy it, even though there's probably gonna be Mateats in here, which there aren't. Just 2 drops of nectar, which you probably won't ever use, but you know, it's still good to have there. So we're gonna take our purples with us, and we're gonna take care of all the enemies on this sublevel. Yay on that. At least I think I remember the 2 treasures that are on this sublevel. I think they're both pieces of fruit, actually. I think, are they? Are both of them? Yeah, both of them are actually, wait, I don't know about the second one, but yeah, we got a really big strawberry over here. So that's pretty cool. But it's being guarded by a creepy chrysanthemum, and we might end up losing purple Pikmin to them if I'm not careful enough with my purple potions, because I am actually wasting a lot on those guys, because they keep on not getting stunned and managing to get one of my purple Pikmins into their mouths, which I really don't like. I mean, look, I know the purples might be into, you know, Vor and stuff like that, but I'm not, personally, guys, so I just wanted to protect them from that, you know, because I know what's best for them. Oh, shoot, this guy again. I really wish I could remember the name of this guy, because, like, I'm normally pretty good at remembering these enemy names, but in this case, definitely not. So we got, yeah, this treasure here. There's nothing guarding it, but there is a sheer wig guarding the, dungeon hole, which is not a good idea for enemy. You're gonna need something bigger than that to, you know, if you want to try to stop me from getting to the next sublevel, guys. Especially considering I don't even need my purple Pikmin when I go to a hole. I just need to, you know, go to it with the captain. That'll be it. So. Which only applies to, you know, the holes that are already underground. So, and that's another thing. Speaking of underground, this dungeon, I mean, this sublevel, does this look underground to you guys? Yeah. This is a very interesting setup for a sublevel, simply because it's not underground, even though the game says that this dungeon, well, technically it is. I don't know, just the fact that it's not underground is just kind of weird. Actually, I was always kind of weirded out by that. I mean, it makes sense in the context of the of this dungeon, but this is not the only time you're going to run into this sublevel. So there will be like other cases where, like, you're underground 1 minute, but then you land here. So it's kind of weird, you know. It's one of those weird setups that I always thought was weird, even before I was like old enough to care about that kind of stuff. I still thought it was kind of weird how this area is considered underground. You know, it's just one of those weird things, but nah. And again, my freaking capture card froze. I should probably consider getting a new capture card or something really soon, because considering I've had this same capture card for almost 5 years now, that's probably a good idea. But unfortunately, I'm just kind of short on cash, so it's kind of one of the challenges with that. So it is what it is. So yeah, but it would still be really good to have a backup capture card if something does happen. So I'll definitely have to consider getting one very soon. So I'll have to save up money for it or something. But either way, we took care of this sub-level very quite nicely, even though we kind of had some like one you know, close call with losing in purple, but other than that, we did pretty good in this dungeons. I mean, the sub-level, so there we go, mixing up the dungeon and sub-level names. God. So what do we got here? We got the Combustion Berry. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so we got one more treasure, so we'll just wait for this to get back to the ship, and then we'll make our way to the hole. Taste sensation. And with that, we're already about 95% complete with the depth, so I'm still not quite sure of it, but we might actually end up paying off the depth in this dungeon. Who knows? But only time will tell, y'all. And so with that, we're ready to move on to the next sub-level. Let's do it. I think I remember this one. I think. And if it is, you better be prepared to do some intense fighting.